Hi, this is Jerry King, and welcome back to another episode of um, Four Pillars of Destiny. And today I'm going to be talking about water and fire. So this is a very interesting topic I find because whenever I see charts where there's a conflict of water and fire, it's very often that certain things will happen to the person's life. Obviously, it depends on what the water means to the birth chart, what does fire mean to the birth chart. Obviously, we need to know what the classification of the chart is, what it surrenders to. If it surrenders to water, if fire comes in, what happens? If it surrenders to fire and then water comes in, what happens? Their useful god being water, and then fire comes in, what happens? Okay, it is a pretty big topic, and I won't be able to cover everything about this. I'm just giving a quick overview of what happens and how it can affect the chart. Usually, with water and fire conflicts, we see issues with the health. So let me go into my next slide here. So water versus fire. So we all know in the five element theory that water sinks, fire rises. And from a textbook perspective, I've seen people write about like the lower extremities, meaning everything from basically your abdomen all the way down below, meaning the lower extremities is affected by the downward pressure of the water. This is just a generalization. Okay. So on the other hand, when there's too much fire going, basically your upper extremities get affected by the upward force of the fire. Um, and the way I see it is based on my research. It is usually the heart, the kidneys, and the blood circulation that gets affected. So it's very common, like when I run into clients and I see, for example, oh, there's a lot of water in your chart. You're born in the winter, and they would ask me, what does it all mean? And first thing I target is as how's your blood pressure? Is it very low? And so on and so forth. And very often, very common, the blood pressure is lower. So you can even see it from the individuals themselves. So if you run into like if you encounter a chart where there's a lot of fire and the person's face is very red, it's possible that they're very explosive, very powerful in terms of their energy. You can feel their energy that there's a lot of fire in them, right? And you can just tell by the red face that obviously the blood is flowing high and fast. So possibility of high blood pressure as well. So these are generalizations which you can actually use when you're doing like an analysis of, let's say, your friend, clients, whoever you talk to. If you see, oh, okay, wow, there's a couple rats in the chart, person born in the month of the pig. You can just generalize and see that, yeah, this is considered a cold chart, right? Where possibly sometimes you want the fire to warm the chart. Okay. So yeah, these are types of generalizations that you can make when you see certain people born in certain months. So it's the same with the horse. If you're born in a horse, month of the horse, and you see a couple of yang fires on top, and then you have a tiger and so on and so forth, the fire becomes extremely powerful. And when you match it up with the individual in person, when you talk to them, there's a high possibility that you can tell that, okay, this person might have high blood pressure. But yeah, like I said, this is all generalization. We can't just focus on that and then you get the big picture of all the other combinations, and then you just decide, okay, this is basically your reading becomes a bit off because your main focus is only on that. That's why I try to make sure that people avoid looking at these generalization. But this is something that you can put in the back of your mind, right? Um, there's these health rules, or I'm not sure if it should be health rules, but these were I just found one in one of the classics in Bazi, where it says overly strong water can lead to brain disease, Alzheimer's, tumors, arthritis, greater chance if the self is wood, heart disease, diabetes. Um, these are not really health rules, but this is just something that I found in the classics that I want to post up here. This is up to you to do your own research and decide, okay, what does overly strong water actually lead to? Does it really lead to brain disease? And you also have to think this brain is the head related. So it's possible that this has more to do with wood than with water, or a combination of both. Um, Heart disease, could that be something related to fire and water, which leads to the heart disease? So yeah, there are a bunch of rules out there in the classics that I found. Um, I I think there's over hundreds. There's just a few points that I found here. These are possibly generalizations as well. Okay, so these are the key symbols involved when I look at fire and water conflict. So you see right here, this dog, the Xu, and the Chen. See how I placed the Ding and the Gui in front. So basically, there's no specific order or pattern that you have, but for the sake of this slide, I wanted to focus more on the fire and the water. So the dog has that hidden fire, and then the dragon has the hidden water. And as you all know, most of you who studied it, Four Pillars of Destiny, you know that the dog combines with a tiger and a horse, and it creates fire, right? Or it's called the three harmony combination for fire. And then you know the dragon combining with a monkey and a rat, and then you create a three harmony water combination. Okay, and then as you can see these symbols, so I got the dog, the tiger, and the horse. And coincidentally, these are the three harmony combination for fire. And the tiger, obviously my focus is more on the fire, but again, we know that the tiger is a spring animal, the first animal in spring. So basically, excuse me, the wood is extremely strong as well. So it depends on what you're looking at when you look at the chart. Is there a combination with a tiger? Is there a horse with a tiger? Is there a dog with a tiger? Right? And then if there's, let's say, a dog with a tiger, obviously the fire takes more precedence than the wood, although the wood does feed the fire, right? And then here we have the monkey, Ren water. Again, like these are the hidden stems that I have here. So you got your earth and the metal. There's no way where you can just put a percentage on it. Throughout the years and throughout my research, you can't just really say, oh, okay, this is 30%. This is the earth is like what, 50%. The yin metal is like um whatever, 10, 30, 50%, whatever. So it doesn't really work that way. I'm just gonna go through this. So the rat obviously is the pure water, right? And then we also have the horse, which is the pure fire. So yeah, these are the elements. I mean, these are the symbols which we usually focus on when I look at your water, your fire, the water fire conflict. These are the symbols that when they show up in the chart, that's what I want to focus on. Okay, so I have an example here. Person, male, born on October 30th, 1960. A little bit tricky here. So we have the day of the yin metal. Let's not focus on the day so much. Let's just focus on what's underneath. So I have a rabbit, a dog, and a rat. So right here we can see, oh, there's a lot of yang. There's a yang fire on top of the dog. And then there's the rabbit, which combines with the dog. This is a 6 harmony combination. Does this actually bring out fire? Also, people have this very common question about whether the rabbit and the dog can create fire, right? What does a 6 harmony combination mean? Well, it is possible, but the season is very important. Whether obviously, if the person is born in a month of the horse, and then you got a dog and a rabbit combination, you create more fire. But anyhow, just looking at these three, you know that there's the rat, the water in here, and then there's quite a bit of fire, hidden fire underneath. So we know that naturally there's conflict between fire and water. Just gonna bring this chart out here. I want to copy this. Okay. Let me see if I can actually do this. No, I can't. Anyways, coming back to this, I want to actually draw something out here. So if I have a shoe, that's what I have down there, right? And then we have the mouth. So right here, these were the letters that were in the in that specific chart. So right here, just use fire here. And then this is water. So basically we have a water and fire conflict. And that specific chart that we were looking at was it is the chart of Diego Maradona. And he died in the year of the rat. So the year was, oh, I'm just gonna do this. So basically now we have more water and we have your more fire as well. And in the luck that he was in, I believe it was trying to quickly look here. That's Ren and then Chen. So this was his luck. So now you can see, I'm just going to use blue colors here, just to make it more like water, okay? And then you got your fire up here. So now, even without looking at his complete chart, we can see that there's a massive water and fire conflict in the chart. So that led to a cardiac arrest that he encountered in his chart, and basically he died in 2020, as we all know. Okay, so this is just a simple example of how the water and fire conflict can work. Obviously, we can look at other symbols. So the other common thing I've seen is if you have a yin and a shen and a yin in the birth chart itself. So we're talking about the day, month, and the year, right? So day, month, year. So what we have here, there's a major conflict between the tiger, the monkey, and the tiger. So my experience with this is there's a lot of hidden fire and water conflict, and this can also lead to heart conditions. Although we see a lot of metal and wood conflict in this sort of scenario, which can lead to other types of health issues, such as back problems, neck problems, and so forth. But in this case, I've also seen that there's a lot of heart problems that can come about, or blood circulation problems. So this is something to keep in mind. When you see this, we can't really generalize and just say, oh, okay, there's a heart problem that comes up. We can also generalize that there's a there's a neck and back problem that can come up. So this is a scenario here, and then this is another scenario. The scenario of Diego Maradona, where he's born in a year, the rat, and then that year was 2020, and then his luck cycle was just a Yang water dragon. And people can also say, oh, okay, what about this? There's a clash here between the dragon and the dog. Well, yeah, true, it is possible, but we have to also understand the combination and what types of clash. It could be a ding and a gui that's fighting with each other. The ding and then your gui, right? So that's all it is. So between this, basically you got that one, and you got this one here. So is this a clash? So could be a hidden stem clash, right? A hidden stem inside the branch that clashes. So there's so many ways of basically defining this and explaining this. But as we can see, if we simplify it, we can just say, oh, okay, there's a water on one side, fire on the other side, boom. Obvious problems with the heart, obvious problems with blood circulation. But yeah, this is an interesting case. You may want to take a look further into Maradona's chart because prior to the cardiac arrest that he had, he also had some operations, I think related to the brain. And it's been a slew of problems when he was in the Yang water dragging the Ren-Chen cycle where it was one thing after another. So yeah, that's something for you to look into, something for you to do research and see how this actually played out and see how you can actually interpret whether is it a Dingwei clash or is it a dragon and dog clash, the luck cycle with the birth month, or whether it was just a combination of the rat and the dragon. So I'm just throwing this out there. I kind of have a good idea in terms of what I think happened. And yeah, that's something for you to evaluate. There's also other stuff here that could be happening. Is Bing and the Xin, can this one and this one combine, right? And what happens if it does combine or if it doesn't combine? What does all this mean? Right. So this is something that I can talk about in the next session because I have to get back to these stem combinations as I promised earlier in my previous videos. I only covered a little bit about the stem combinations. One more thing to throw out there is this Yang metal. That's his raw wealth. So also I would consider it as a competitor person into competitive sport. When you have metal and metal on top, it doesn't have to be metal. Could be any element. When you have two on top, a possibility of these people being very feisty and competitive. So that's it for today. I will come back with another segment. Hopefully I'll get back to the stem combinations, and that's something I want to clarify more. Also, I'll try to put up more videos. So if you like this video, hit the like button and feel free to subscribe to my channel as I will be posting more videos in the future. Okay.